Good morning, everyone. Music is definitely the most direct communicator of joy and love. So we should be aware of that and keeping that beautiful music with us as often as we can keeps us in a state of peace and love and joy. Is there anybody here from another unity? Visiting from another? No? Is there anybody here for the first time? If you're here for the first, please leave your hands up higher. We have gifts for you. Our ushers are going to bring a gift down here. Leave your hand up. Here they come. You need one more, okay? Good. All right. As I sometimes say, on Sunday, you're in the right place at the right time, because today, what we are involved in unity is coming into the awareness that we are divine beings going through a human experience. And we are here to reflect upon our thoughts and actions and thereby draw closer to the source of God, which is love. And you're going to experience that in the talk coming your way. Look forward to this talk from Reverend Syntysche.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Welcome to Unity of Boulder. Everyone who's joining us here in the house and everyone who's joining us online, we love spending time with you each week. So thank you. Got a few announcements of things that are happening here at Unity of Boulder. As a lot of you know, because a lot of you probably voted, last week we ended our election for our new members on our board of directors here at Unity of Boulder. And all our members before had been serving on the board for far longer than their original commitment of 2 years. So we gave everyone the option if they wanted to step down or if they wanted to run again, they could. I would like to announce the names of people who were elected onto our board of directors. We have one member from our previous board who decided to run again, and she stayed on the board, and that's Sierra Samuel, who has been with us for years and years, but pretty much built our website as it is today. But new people who we have Steve Sheets, who you might know is our head prayer partner. You'll see him come out on stage right after me here in a second. We have Elaine McCarthy, who's commonly setting up whenever we have meals, whenever we have potlucks and stuff, and the room's all decorated. That's Elaine McCarthy, and she is now on our board. We have Eva Melanowski, longtime congregant here at Unity of Boulder. And last but not least, we have our youngest member ever, by far, Maya. I'm going to get this last name wrong. I'm sorry, Maya. Maya Thyme. And so it's really nice. We've got some young blood and some new, fresh ideas on our board of directors. So thank you to everyone who signed on for the election for the board of directors. June 27th. Those of you remember our pianist Larry Morrison of the last 34 years, passed away recently. We are going to be having a memorial for him on June 27th. Everyone who ever felt touched by him is welcome to attend. It's at 10 a.m. June 27th. So definitely come if Larry touched a part of you, and I think he did to a lot of us. So thank you, Larry. And last but not least, our YOU, that's our high school age congregation, they're having a bake sale following this service in Fellowship Hall to raise funds for scholarships. In a few weeks, they're all going to go on a rally in Oklahoma where they go meet other YOUers and other kids their own age from other unities. So go over there, have a pastry, leave a little donation for them. It can send a few kids who otherwise would not be able to go. All right, thank you.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Unity today. So we like to come into the presence of this room and leave the world outside and just gift ourselves this 40, 50 minutes just to connect with our higher consciousness, with God, with Source, with love, whatever word makes you feel deeply connected to this universal energy that basically directs everything in the most wonderful way. We like to sing this song to come in the presence and get into a prayerful place. If you have someone that's facing a challenge, there's pieces of paper in the pew in front of you. You can write their name down. You don't have to write the issue or the last name because we know that the universe knows what they need before we even ever ask. We're really just aligning with this high consciousness and sending that vibration to these people to bring them back to their wholeness and to their homeostasis. And it's perfectly okay to write your own name down. It's okay to pray for ourselves as well. And this is Steve Sheets. He's the head of our prayer partner team, and he will come down and collect those names and put them in our prayer box. And they'll be prayed over here for 30 days in Unity of Boulder right here, and they'll be sent off to Silent Unity in Kansas City, and they'll be prayed over 24 hours a day for another 30 days. So we encourage you to take advantage of this beauty. And we like to sing this song because I'd say to sing is to pray twice. So let's leave that world outside and let's just come into this presence. And I'm joining my mom, Norma. You are the air I breathe. You are the air I breathe. Your holy presence living in me. And I'm grateful for you. And I'm grateful for you. Now you know it. Sing with us. You are the air I breathe. You are the air I breathe. Your holy presence living in me. And I'm grateful for you. And I'm grateful for you. So grateful for you. Consider ourselves prayed up, right? All right, I'm going to invite the entertainment club up and we're going to sing a joy song together. And we invite you to join us. I can only imagine what this world could be. No more wars, no more poverty. I can only imagine beautiful singing. Thank you. Let's all stand and say thank you, God, for this beautiful day. And turn to meet one another and get each other's names. It's a nice way to get to know one another, build a little community today.
Now go ahead and pat yourself on the back and say, thank you, God, for me, because you're awesome. Yeah. You're allowed to say I'm awesome, too. You are. Now I'd like to welcome to the stage today's special musical guest, the Sisters of Light, who we've had here quite a few times. So, Sisters of Light, take it away.
I try to pray, but the words aren't coming out the way they used to. Did I lose my faith? God, do I still trust you? I try to pray, but when I lift my hands, it all just feels so empty. Is it the heavy of the world, or is it just me? Though I've sung 1,000 times, you're perfect and you'll never leave my side. Can I be honest? I just want to know what makes you say this, when all I'm holding on to is a promise. God, you promise that you'll never leave me. When I'm scared of the dark, you're right there with me. Your kindness never fails, it's always reaching after me. But right now, God, all I need is to be honest. Oh, I've heard stories of you showing up when it was least expected. Every time you prove your timing's always perfect, and the wait was worth it. Again and again and again, see your power coming through. You bring life to what is dead. No, there's nothing you can do. I believe you did it then, so won't you do it now? Can I be honest? Can I be honest? I just wanna know that you still got this. You still got this. When all I'm holding on to is a promise. God, you promise that you'll never leave me. You'll never leave me. When I'm scared of the dark, you're right there with me. Your kindness never fails, it's always reaching after me. But right now, God, all I need is your breath when I can't breathe, your eyes when I can't see, an anchor as the waves crash all around. Be my heart when I can't feel, and show me something real. Just one taste of heaven here and now. Can I be honest? Oh, can I be honest? I just wanna know that you still got this. You still got this. When all I'm holding on to is a promise. God, you promise that you'll never leave me. When I'm scared of the dark, you're right there with me. And your kindness never fails, it's always reaching after me. But right now, God, all I is to be honest.
I forgot one more announcement. Today is where our open source group is meeting. That's our group. That's our young adult group that is from 18 to 30 years of age. It's going to meet right in the bookstore. You don't have to sign up. You can just walk right in. They're going to be having a meeting in there for about an hour, hour and a half. So if you are 18 to 30, go hop in, check it out, meet everyone else. It's a great group to meet people who are like-minded like yourself. Thank you.
Thanks, Mike. Sisters of Light, oh my gosh. Such an appropriate name for them. And they're not blood sisters, but their heart is sisters. I mean, the way they sing, it just sounds like it's so seamless and beautiful. Thank you for always sharing such poignant and beautiful music at my services. So today's talk title is The Universe Offers Itself to Your Imagination. It's a transformational talk on the power of visualization. So are you ready to move from wishing to knowing? From uncertainty to alignment? Catherine Ponder, one of our great Unity ministers from the past, and also is an amazing author of some prosperity books that transformed my life through the years, and have taught for the last 25 years her books, because they really do transform everything in your life but it's all affirmations, visualizations, it's mind over body, it's all the work that shows us that the potential lives within us. The limitless potential lives within us. And the lack and the loss in our life is also living within us. So we are the creators. We are creating our experience in unfoldment, right? So Catherine Ponder says this: we are told in this modern age by authorities who are making a study of the mind that human beings can create anything they can imagine. And the mental image does make the conditions and experience of humans' life and affairs. The people's only limitation lies in the negative use of imagination. In other words, if there is failure in your life, it was first imagined in your mind. We have seen this proven in hypnosis. Often when a mental picture is first suggested, the will does not want to accept the picture. But when the mental picture is repeated sufficiently, the imagination has no choice but to accept it and to bring it to pass. No matter how unlikely the mental picture appears to the reasoning power of the will, we can actually transform and manifest the imagining picture. So when you think about it, I had talked about everybody bringing journals today, if you saw my ad for this, but I figured you probably didn't, so I'm going to have some worksheets that we're going to work on today during this talk. But later on, when we start to talk about the benefits of the imaging power and the parts of it that's not really positive, and in fact, a lot of our lives are created because of the negative images that we're holding in our mind's eye. So the universe offers itself to your imagination. In your essence, you are safe. You're fundamentally going to be okay. Visualization, also known as manifestation, is a practice that involves vividly imagining desired outcomes. The idea is that consistently visualizing these outcomes can program your subconscious mind to attract and manifest those things into your reality. This happens because visualization activates the same neural pathways as if you were actually experiencing the imagined situation. That's a scientific proof. So just imagining it already brings it into the subconscious mind that is already happening, these good things that you're visualizing, and it actually will bring them into reality, right? In Corinthians 2, it says it this way: so we fix our eyes not on what is seen, but on what is unseen, since what is seen is temporary, but what is unseen is eternal. So we set our eyes on the things of the unseen, the miraculous, the positive, the beautiful, the healing, the overcoming. All of the things that we tend to talk ourselves out of in our mind's eye, seeing the haunts before we see the blessings. We tend to have a default of seeing the haunts and manifesting the haunts instead of affirming the blessings and seeing it in our mind's eye that this is possible. I'm going to ask somebody up there to put the air conditioning on in here because it's like 150 degrees, or it might be my age. It probably, who's hot in here? Is it me? Let's just be honest. You're cold? Oh, okay, good. I was going to say, all right, and then we know it's me, okay? And it's hotter up here because these lights are hot too. I mean, let me make excuses about it. So Charles Fillmore, our co-founder, once described the terrific power of the imagination when he wrote this. Imagination gives people the ability to project themselves through time and space and rise above all limitations. Gives people the ability to project themselves through time and space and rise above all limitations. One of Charles Fillmore's sons, who was an architect and official of Unity School of Christianity, which we all went through our schooling through, proved that this can be done. In 1926, Rickard Fillmore drew up a master plan for the growth of Unity Village. In this master plan, he drew all of the buildings, walkways, fountains, and even the shrubs that were to beautify Unity School. Finally, in 1929, 2 of the buildings, the Unity Tower and the Silent Unity Building, were completed, which we were just telling you that the prayers will be sent to Silent Unity, where there's people in there 24 hours a day praying over people. And it's a wonderful, wonderful asset that we have. If you're ever facing a really serious challenge, you just call Silent Unity, and somebody will sit with you and pray with you no matter what hour it is. And it's an amazing gift that's in this world. And all religions use Unity's Silent Unity because it's a very, very special thing that we have. So the 2 buildings were the Unity Tower and Silent Unity Building were completed. Because of economic conditions during the Depression era that followed, no more building was undertaken for 11 years. But Rickard Fillmore persisted in his vision by going right ahead and landscaping the grounds, even filling in the shrubs around the future buildings. Catherine Ponder, who had witnessed this, because she's no longer with us, obviously, who penned this information, said, "I remember hearing him relate at a minister's conference how he sat in his office located in the Unity Tower during those years of non-building, and how he would look out over the Unity grounds where the prospective buildings were to be created. He would image them as already there, picturing how they would look in every detail. After years of his faithful imagining, beginning in 1940, all of the buildings got built." And actually, that labyrinth is brand new. That was actually just built in the last 3 years. But he was sitting in that tower just looking over the perspective, like the bigger picture. And so much about that, right? Getting into an eagle view instead of getting into that that narrow way we look at life. We tend to kind of go through life with blinders on and just kind of go in this linear way towards things, and we keep repeating the same mistakes and believing in the limitations. But when we get into a higher state of consciousness, when we're meditating, when we're walking in nature, when we can get ourselves to heighten and kind of look at our life from this bigger, more expanded view, opening the lens up, and recognizing what is possible instead of what's impossible. Because we tend to get locked in impossibilities. Instead of opening up and going, I have a say in this. I can react differently in these situations. I can come forth with beauty and love. I can be something that expresses such beauty and kindness. And we know we attract like versus like, right? So when we become the answer, when we start to see it in our mind's eye and we become the energy of the person that already has manifested that, that's when big shifts happen. Visualizing a desired outcome activates the same neural pathways as if you were experiencing the event, leading to a belief in its possibility. The same neural pathways. So I know that we're all going 1,000,000 miles an hour these days. We have texts that are coming in exploding. We have social media that's distracting us. We have emails that can come in. We have cell phones. We have landlines. We are so contactable right now that our workloads have probably tripled and quadrupled. Mine has, for sure, because I'm so accessible. Who has that experience right now? And then who has the time to find this broader sense, this broader connection of this imagination, of this visualization, where you can see something from a bigger point of view instead of just going day through day after day, not shifting and growing that which is called for your life at this time. And a big part of it comes down to self-care. Self-care says, I'm going to put myself back on the map. Self-care is, I do want to feel peaceful. And, you know, even if it means that I have to say no to other people, to be able to say yes to myself, the spiritual virtue is to find this peace, so we're the radiating center of the Christ light in example and in expression. And it's very hard to do that when we're constantly trying to please bosses, please people, please fulfill their brokenness, before we've even looked at the limited thoughts and feelings and experiences we're having within oneself. What good are we to others until we heal thyself? In the Greek, they say you have to know thyself. To know thyself is to listen to thyself, to know thy vision, to know the expanded opportunity of what is available at any given time, to give you what is needed, right? See, the shadow side of visualization, what happens when we focus on the wrong things, it also affects the same part, the subconscious. Visualization works because it programs your subconscious mind and activates your brain's reticular activating system. They call it RAS, to filter the world through what you consistently focus on. So let's sit with that. What are you consistently focusing on? Are you consistently focusing on the healed results of this thing that's been bothering you? Or are you focusing on the thing that's bothering you? And then keep shoving that into the subconscious mind so that it's driving your sleep and so that you're waking up and you're having the same experience but a different day. Same experience, maybe different people, different circumstances, but the same overarching theme that's reaffirming that you're not good enough, or reaffirming that there's something broken about you, or reaffirming that you're not lucky, or reaffirming that you don't have any blessings anymore, or reaffirming that your good is behind you. Are you looking for that visualization of healed results, right? So let me tell you a little story about my daughter, Katya. In 2020, when COVID happened, my daughter was about 12 years old. She's now 17. And she didn't have very many close friends. She was kind of a shy kid, and she was very different than my other two, and she was very self-internalized, and it was really hard to get what was going on with her. But when they took the kids out of school and then put them on live stream to do their classes, she already didn't have enough social interaction, and now she had no social interaction because she was going to school online. And I was watching her losing her sense of joy and happiness, like a little bubbly girl all of a sudden is just becoming internalized. And it was very concerning, considering I'm also facing COVID and running this center, and all of a sudden being I had so much pressures with how we would go into that next phase, but then now I have a little girl falling apart, and you know, nothing really matters when your children are falling apart, right? They're our world. So I'm watching her gaining a lot of weight. She's just kind of eating to try to handle like whatever was going on with her. And I was watching this process. Well, Katya also already had a mountain of adversity against her, my daughter, with a parent that was afflicted with OCD. So I was married to someone that had OCD, and it's really a gripping mental situation that's very hard on people, and I have a very big respect and compassion towards my ex-husband and having to face that. But you know that COVID exasperated that for people that had that syndrome that was based in fear. It's based in everything's dangerous. There's disease out there. It reaffirms that there's things that can hurt us and make us afraid and kill us, kind of a thing. And here my daughter is there half the time and has me, and she's now picking up those traits of overwashing her hands, overly showering, like overly just, and I'm watching this thing spiraling. This OCD thing is basically an excessive compulsive disorder where it believes in haunts constantly, and it's inventing haunts. And it actually is, and it has been known to be, an issue that can be given down to children, right? Children learn it actually from their parents. So I'm in a mad race to be the big overcomer here, to pull her back in and reflect on what is happening here, because I understand he's doing the best he can with it, but I have to help her pull out. So I had a mountain to overcome as her mother because I had the opportunity to help her not grab hold of this sometimes contagious syndrome. Things got worse and worse. And my daughter was shutting down throughout the year. I was extremely worried until I started praying for her and meditating on her feeling free enough to open up to me about what was happening within her psyche. I was praying. I was seeing her laughing. I was seeing her smiling. I was just visualizing. I was sending her the energy like, I know you've got resilience because you're still young. You're like a rubber band. You can come back. You can come back. I'm seeing this happening. And then one day in late spring 2021, I was walking with her. She had this big oversized sweatshirt on. Now she's 13, and the hood is like completely over. She's got it tied so small that you can barely see into the hood. And I'm hopeless walking with her. Just the feeling of ever feeling that shut out and shut down. And one of my children being that way, when I'm a very childlike, wondered, playful human being by nature. And these words came out of my mouth and I did not plan them. I said, honey, I miss your smiling, bubbly personality. I'm here to help you with anything you need. You're starting to worry me. And for some reason, those words worked. She opened her hood up, and Mike, my husband now, likes to lovingly name this moment the great info dump of 2021. She just shared and shared and shared. I mean, we walked for 2 hours. I got to get into her whole picture of what was going on, and it was all based in fear. It was all based in fear. It was based in not feeling good enough, not feeling pretty enough, not feeling worthy enough. All of those things that keep us from developing a life that's worth living, filled with love and beauty and abundance and all the goodness. And here she is, 13, saying it all, sharing it all, giving it all to mommy. I listened until she finally was done, because that's one of the things we do when we're in counseling. You let people share the issue till they complete and they start talking about it again. When they start to go in that loop, then we stop and we go into prayerful places with people. So we don't keep reaffirming the problem. I let her do it till she was done. And I said, if fear was not on the table, what would you want to do with your life? What would bring you happiness? And she said, I want to be a dancer. And I'd had her in dance classes her whole life before this, and to be quite honest, she didn't focus in those classes. She'd be on the stage, and she was always looking at the other kids and the performances and didn't have the choreography down. I mean, it was like, and I'm a dancer by trade, so I just knew I was kind of doing it for athletics more than anything, but I want to be a dancer. Okay. I said, what does that look like for you? So I just want to move to the music. I want to feel freedom. I want to move my body. I want to feel all of this greatness. So I signed her up for a summer camp that summer when they finally were letting kids come back together. They weren't allowed to come in buildings, but they were actually doing this dance workshop outside in a park. And she did this whole week, and she was so focused. I saw a different girl in those rehearsals. And afterwards, she came to my car the last day, and she said, I found out that Miami Dance Studio, it's in Lyons, we live in Lyons. They've already done their auditions for the dance team this fall. And I said to them, can I still audition for the team? Those words coming from this quiet girl that was had some insecurities, like that, the power in her asking for something that was not actually permittable at that moment, I was like, oh my God. She's going to be okay. She just stood up for herself. She just said something that she needed, and they said, absolutely. And she got on that team, and she became a dancer. A dancer. Like, there was no looking back. The little girl that was the little chunky cute thing in those little costumes, everything, something else developed. It was a soul thing. And dance has been her vehicle to reignite that imagination and bring it into choreography and into dances and to music and all these different things. And yesterday, she was in her last show on that team. And before, she was in the back because all the good ones were in the front. And this was her show. She was front and center and just magnetizing the crowd of 500 people. And I sat there with just tears streaming through. That whole thing was like, oh my God. It is so amazing to watch what this work can do when we take it into our heart and really understand that we are perfect children of God. And we start to affirm that in our lives. The firmament starts. The fire of life, the prana comes alive. And when we truly believe that we can make a difference and we don't have to live like this, live stuck, live in limitation, live alone because we don't believe we're lovable, or live in the ways that we do, we're willing to step in and step out of our comfort zones, and we're willing to be the person that would attract the things that we're desiring in our beings and in our inner souls. I'm so happy that my daughter got that so young, so young, that she understands the duality of life, the duality that's fixed on problems and can actually turn it into medical issues, like mental problems, where it's affirming that fear is real and danger is a real thing, which we do know it is. But when you're in the spiritual work, your intuition is on fire. You are warned, so you don't have to live in fear. You don't have to live in that offness all the time, looking over your shoulder all the time like something's coming after you. Because when you live in your wholeness, when you live in your Christ potential, when you live in the embodiment of this expression in this world, nothing can keep the beauty from you. So the consequences of visualizing the wrong things. It creates increased anxiety and stress. Visualizing negative outcomes keeps your nervous system in a state of fight or flight. Your body can't tell the difference between a real threat and an imagined one. Who has experienced that? It's usually people that are having anxiety problems, where you find yourself panicking, and the panic is based on a visualization of something that's coming and it hasn't even had any form yet. The panic of the not knowing of what's going to be about this meeting, or the panic about what in 2 days I have to go to court about something or whatever. The panic. And we're literally predicting and preceding it with the haunt. We're building the haunt that that's going to go badly, instead of getting in control of one's divine consciousness. That divine consciousness where you start to affirm your good and see it happening, and it's all going to go smoothly, and God's going to speak through me, and I have nothing to fear because I'm a perfect child of God, so therefore nothing can hurt me, make me afraid, or make me sick, because I'm affirming my divine heritage. And so whenever we're facing and stepping into things that make us fearful, we have to stop. Quit nagging on other people's ears and trying to get their feedback about it. You got to get the feedback of God within you. And reframe it. And if you can't reframe it, then you have to keep sitting with it. Because once you take to task your own consciousness and you shift your life and you actually watch something happen down the road because of your initial preparedness of being with, how am I seeing this in my mind's eye? How am I building this in my mind's eye? And you do it properly, and you hold it in this light. You hold it in this love, and you thank God, I'm so grateful this is all coming true. I'm so grateful this is all happening, staying in this beautiful place, and then it happens. That's when you start building your spiritual foundation. Because now you've proved to yourself you've got more power in your potential than in your limitations. But it takes practice. And every time you can stop yourself and go, oh, I was just going down that road. I was just going down the toilet bowl just there with my consciousness. We stop and we laugh at ourselves. Okay, I've been doing this already for 50 years. It might take me a minute to do it positively, right? You know what I mean? So, like, be gentle on yourself. Don't make this another opportunity to be hard on self. It's an opportunity to love on self and bring more and more of that good, right? So I saw this saying, or actually I wanted to share this about the haunt. So we have to replace the fear-based visualization, right? So it's like really finding what is the thing that's frightening you, right? It might be money issues. It might be seeing your bank account as being empty and you keep saying, I don't have any money for that. You know how we affirm that to people? I say that to my kids all the time. I have no money. I'm like, wow, that's good for my bank account, to constantly tell them that I don't have money, and I do have money, I just don't want to give them any money. So what I really need to say is I just don't want to give you any more money. You've taken a lot of money this week already, right? Be more honest. You're spending all my money, okay? I mean, having 2 teenagers at home, it's not cheap, I'm sure you all know, right? But we have to change and shift the narrative, and there's an example of like shifting the narrative. Instead of, they're going to hurt me again, visualize I am protected, discerning, and supported by divine wisdom. Instead of, I'm going to fail, visualize I move with courage, knowing I am aligned with purpose instead of, I'll never get better. Visualize every cell in my body is returning to harmony and balance. Every cell in my body is returning to harmony and balance. We used to have a song that we would sing around here, and it goes, every little cell in my body is happy. Every little cell in my body is well. Every little cell in my body is happy. Every little cell in my body is well. Oh, I'm so glad. Every little cell in my body is happy and well. Oh, I'm so glad. Every little cell in my body is happy and well. Do you see how you can't think of an illness when you're doing a little jig like that? The playfulness, right? You need the playfulness. So in my ad, I shared with you all that I was going to have you bring a journal, but right now I'm going to actually ask my ushers to bring you a piece of paper. So you'll want to grab a pen. There's pens in the pews or pencils, and we're just going to do a little worksheet together. So there's something you can take with yourself and put to task this beautiful work, this empowering, beautiful work. So I'll just give the first question that's on there, and then you guys can fill in the paperwork. And I will do my circle up that we do after the service where we discuss the talk. I'll be doing it at 12:15 because I have to do a little recording thing. And then we could finish this because I'm just going to kind of go through it, and then you guys can give yourselves notes. So the first question on this questionnaire is this. Use this worksheet to anchor your insights, deepen your vision, and open to divine possibilities. So this is the question. What is one area of your life you'd like to transform or manifest something new in? And the examples are health, career, relationships, creativity, inner peace, or finances. I just want to know who turned the heat on instead of the air conditioning. No, I'm just kidding. Okay, number 2, and just give yourself a little note. You can work on this in the group later, and you could also do it at home. What is one area of your life you'd like to transform? Oh, wait, I already did this one. Number 2, describe the outcome you most deeply desire in this area. Write it as if it has already happened. Clear, vivid, detailed. With I statements like, I see myself. It feels like. The people around me notice. Now we'll go to the third question. What limiting thoughts or fears have you been holding around the desire? And now we're going to go to the affirming part where we rewrite it into an affirmation. Use faith-based language as if it is already true. Examples like, I am guided by divine wisdom. My body has returned to balance. I think it would be better than that one because it actually has wiggle room. The affirmant, that affirmation that it's already done. The only shift has to happen within us. And then the last one is, what is one small inspired step you can take this week toward your vision? This is very important. Make a commitment with yourself today of an inspired steps that you are going to take. Going back out into the world and not forgetting all that you became aware of within self today. Hold yourself in this prayerful place of love for oneself so that you give yourself the life you deserve. Affirm that life that you deserve. And now let's affirm this thought, and let's read it together. Here we go. The universe offers itself to my imagination. The universe offers itself to my imagination. And so it is. Thank you. Amen.
Well, the way to do that is to support institutions that share these ideals with you from watching on the live stream. So now, why don't you think about doing a general donation and do that on a regular basis, and it will move you closer to fulfill that which you're seeking to improve your own life. So everyone here, we can bring into our hands those gifts we would like to make for you to give over. Let's bless them with this offering prayer. Divine love, through me, blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive, because I give. So thank you. And we have the Sisters of Light sharing their giving with us once again.
You're gonna be okay. the sun will keep on rising in that old familiar way, and every little thing is gonna be okay. You're gonna be alright, darling. You're gonna be alright, 'cause the stars will keep on shining through the darkest of the night. You can know you're gonna be alright. Lift your eyes to the hills, remember where your help comes from. Lift your eyes to the hills, you'll never face a valley alone. 'Cause even when your heart is breaking and you've gone and lost your way, you're gonna be okay. You're gonna be okay. I know that you're gonna be okay. Not a care in this whole world can take that truth away. You're gonna be okay. You're gonna be alright, darling. You're gonna be alright. At the end of all our breath, when we're beckoned on to the light, love will meet you there. You're gonna be alright. Oh, the end of all our breath is the beginning of new life. You're gonna be alright.
Thank you, guys. Thank you, Sisters of Light. Come back soon again. We love it when you sing. So we have prayer partners available to you today. If you're facing a challenge, you can just stay seated in the seat after we sing our closing songs, and they will come and find you and take you to our beautiful meditation room today, because we're going to be recording something in the sanctuary, so you have to take them to the meditation room. And we have the open source group starting for ages 18 to 30, which is just an open discussion forum. It's free, just to talk about spirituality and Akashic records and past lives and whatever they want to talk about. There's no rules to it. It's letting them discover what is real for them on this spiritual path. And then we have fellowship right over here in the fellowship hall. There's food and cookies, and there's a bake sale for the YOU to raise money for their trip, the young Youth of Unity, which is the 14 to 18-year-olds are taking a rally in Oklahoma. So they need money for that. Is that everything? What else? Okay, all right. All right, let's all rise and let's sing Let There Be Peace on Earth. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was granted me. With God as Creator, from we all are we.
I release and I let go. I let the Spirit run my life, and my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for God. No more struggle, no more strife. With my faith I see the light. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. I release and I let go. I let the Spirit run my life, and my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for God. No more struggle, no more strife. With my faith I see the light. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. In the Spirit, set my heart. Yes, I'm only here for God. No more struggle, no more strife. With my faith, I see the light. I'm free. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. Yes, I'm only here for God. Yes, I'm only here for God.
Woo! Beautiful singing. Thanks for coming. We'll see you next week, or I'll see you at the discussion group in 15 minutes, which is in the back of the sanctuary if you want to join there.